Hello, hello, hello. How you doing, Taurus? Good afternoon, good evening, good night. How y'all feeling? How you doing? Yeah, yeah. Taking a walk could be very significant. Some of you have been doing a lot of thinking, maybe sitting on a bench. I'm looking at this bench over here. Yeah, I feel like you're trying to manifest something in your life. It's something you've been thinking about, you're trying to manifest. Okay, you're definitely manifesting. You've been praying, you've been manifesting, you've been thinking. Some of you could have been taking a long walk in the park or sitting on the bench, okay, enjoying this beautiful weather and just thinking. Some of you could just be praying, meditating about something, your desire. What is this manifestation, spirit guys? Happy birthday, happy belated birthday, happy birthday to come. It's Taurus season, baby. I know y'all about to get it in. I already know. I already know. Yeah. You're manifesting something and you're about, whatever it is, it's about to come true. And you're about to get some clarity on something that you manifested some time ago. Okay, some of you may have manifested your way out of a connection and manifest and gain some clarity. For some of you, you could have been praying for clarity about this connection, and now you're leaving. You're leaving this connection. You're leaving. You're moving over to calmer waters. Some of you have been praying to get out of this toxic situation. Could be a baby daddy, baby mama. You're about to get some. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, haven't it, Taurus? It's like this, man. This prayer that you've been praying, it took a long time. But you are gaining clarity, or you're about to get some clarity that it is time to go. Now, I don't know if what you've been waiting on. I don't know if you just been waiting on a sign from Spirit, from God, but I feel like some of you got your sign. You got your green light to leave. You got clarity that it's time to move on, that it's time to go. It's time to separate yourself from this person. Some of you, remember, everybody's on different timelines. Some of you already did this. Okay, some of you already did this. Some of you going through this now. Some of you just coming up in your near future. That you finally got clarity. You finally got download, and it took some time with this Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Knight of Pentacles. It took some time for this manifestation to come through, or you just wasn't in alignment to hear from God, and you stopped and you heard from God, and you realized that it's time for me to go. So I feel like if some of you have not got that sign, you're about to get this sign. You're about to get some clarity. That it is time to leave. It has expired. Where you're at has expired. Okay, it's time to pick up. It's time to go. It's knowing your worth. I feel like you know this. You don't see this person the same anymore. You don't look at this individual the same anymore. It's all about you being the empress. It's like knowing your worth, building yourself up, with the Empress and moving away, because the Empress is clarifying the Six of Swords. Okay, so you finally got your sign that you have been looking for, that it's time to go. So some of you literally done packed your bags and you're moving over across a body of water. Some of you could be moving long distance, or you just moving over to calmer waters. You finally got your clarity. And it's been a long time coming, haven't it? So I feel like Spirit had been giving you signs, but you wasn't paying it any attention. Okay. And I feel like you just ready. And I feel like some of you are just, this could have been 6 years ago, 6 months ago, 1 to 6 years ago, that you finally got free from this toxic connection that you were in. And I feel like now you're in the energy of the Empress or the Emperor. You just feel so free. You feel so good. You feel so calm, so peaceful. You at peace. Okay. Yeah, you at peace. I also feel like some of y'all could be still make a decision to leave someone because of the fear of the unknown. The Moon card, some of you could be allowing fear to hold you back. Okay. Tell me more, Spirit. Yeah, I feel like some of you are looking back on nostalgia memories, okay, of how this person done you. Okay, there was a lot of deception here. A lot of deception. I feel like that's what really pushed whoever you are over to the limit by the lies, the betrayal, and you see that for some of you, you look back 6 years ago, you look back 6 months ago, you look back 1 to 6 years ago, and you see that, it was a lot of betrayal, a lot of lies. But some of you are still in nostalgia. Even though you have moved away from this individual person, some of you still look back. And Spirit wants you to stop dwelling back on what this person done. It's time to come out of nostalgia. It's what Spirit Guides God is saying. It's time to come out of nostalgia. It's time for you to look forward, pick your head up, okay? Because if you don't pick your head up, you don't know where you're going, right? If you're walking with your head down, you can't see where you're headed. Some of you are still stuck in nostalgia. And it's time to come. Some of you have really moved away from this person, separated from a marriage, moved out of the house with somebody. You're moved away, but your mind is on the other side of town. Your body is gone from that premises, but psychologically your mind is still there. And some of you, and it's because of the betrayal, it's because of the lies and everything. You're in the Empress energy. You know your worth, you're confident, but you got to come out of the nostalgia, okay? You got to come out of that, because where you place your most energy at is what you're going to keep attracting in your life. You're creating that, the memories of what this person done, and you're staying stuck and stagnant, and just what Spirit Guides God wants you to do, just release it. Release it, let it go. Yeah. Release it, let it go. It's over, okay? It's over. Some of you done moved over to calmer waters. It's time to get your life back, and time to, work on you, loving you, not settling. It's just time to come out of the past. It's what Spirit is saying to somebody tonight, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, this night. It's time to come out of nostalgia, memories, okay? Yeah, I feel like, I feel like, with this Nine of Swords along with the Queen of Wands in the reverse, I feel like sometimes I feel like you're in the energy that you just need answers. Some of you are just needing the answer why. Some of you are still looking back on nostalgia, and it's almost like it's like you need to know, why did you do it? Was I not good enough? And it's like you really in that need of energy, like you don't understand why this happened to you, right? Why this person done you this way, right? But let me tell you something. You're losing sleep, you're having insomnia. And I feel like some of you could be missing this person's energy, this person's touch, needing, because you're so used to this person laying beside you. Y'all, you shared a lot of memories, so you're always in the bed, and it's like now you wake up and you're not in the bed together. And it's like you need that energy, or this is someone that is longing for your energy. But also, I feel like some of you are looking for closure, looking to know, why did they do this? Why did they treat you the way that they treated you? Why did they take you for granted? But Spirit Guides God is saying that don't look for closure. Don't look for closure. The person just showed you who they really was. Don't look for closure. Yeah. Even if you wanted answers, even if you wanted to know why, and you asked them literally, why did you do it? Do you really think they're going to really say why they did it? Or they may say why they did it, and it may not be what you like. So when we learn that some things you just don't need closure, you just move on and say it is what it is, right? It happened. They lost a good thing. They lost a good woman. They lost a good man, and just take that and go on and just be better for somebody else, or let somebody acknowledge that you were in fact, or you are in fact that good man or that good woman. Sometimes it's just best to let it go. Let it go. You don't need closure. You don't. Yeah, you ponder, you wonder, you ponder, you wonder. You've sold so much into it. You sold so much into this 7-year marriage, 7-year connection, 7-year whatever, and they never appreciated you. They never really appreciated you. And all you wanted was that one pentacle for them to act right. All you wanted for them to act right, to do right, to do the right thing, to treat you like you deserve to be treated. And they couldn't even do that. They couldn't even do that. They couldn't even collaborate. They couldn't even work with you. Could not, have and build something and be, reciprocity. And so judgment call was on that relationship, on that connection. The judgment call was on you or on that person, for you had to do some soul searching. Because the longer you would have kept justifying, the longer you would have stayed in with this person. So judgment call had to be called on this connection. Yeah. Somebody had to break and leave. Because if not, you'd have been still there another 7 years, another 17 years. You'd have been still there with no life. You just existing and not living. So sometimes judgment call is on people's lives, because God is saying, I need you to do some soul searching, and I got to move you out of this. I need you to see this situation for what it is. And it's not that you need closure. You just need to separate and leave. So some of you really justified and tried to stay in it as long as that you could, and judgment call was on this connection. Like, that's where the clarity came in, and that's where it was like, okay, that's my breaking point. It's time for me to go. It's time for me to release this toxic energy, because after all, you wasn't listening to your intuition. You was definitely disconnected from your discerning, from your intuition. And so you could not hear the voice of God. You couldn't hear the voice. Okay, that spirit, the angels was trying to tell you it's time for you to leave. And so it took a long time for you to take heed to leaving this individual person. And so judgment call had to be sent your way for this very reason. Whoever you are listening under the sound of my voice. King of Wands I saw in the reverse, and you got the Queen of Wands down here in the reverse. The King of Wands, this person wasn't stepping up to the plate. And the Queen of Wands in the reverse, you needed this person to step up to the plate. But the King of Wands in the reverse, they didn't want to step up in the plate. They wasn't doing what they supposed to have been doing. They wasn't a team player. They didn't want, but you was in the Queen of Wands in the reverse. You needed them. You needed them to step up and be the man that they supposed to have been, or the woman they're supposed to be. But they were in the King of Wands. They didn't want to step up. They didn't want to take on the responsibility. They didn't want to be in teamwork. They didn't want to, whether it's a male or a female. It don't matter. They didn't want to do it. That's why I had to come to an end. For some of you, this person sent you right into the dark night of the soul. Judgment. Some of you, this person sent you right into the dark night of the soul. And judgment was called upon this connection. Somebody had to let go, because there was tug of war. You wanted them to act right. They didn't want to act right. You needed them to do the right thing. They didn't want to do the right thing. So there was tug of war. There was pulling, because you wanted this. They didn't want that. They wanted this. You didn't want that. So it was constantly until it just became so toxic and just so whatever, that you wasn't getting anywhere. You was only existing with each other. You was just existing. You was not getting anywhere. It was a lot of friction. It was a lot of argument. It was a lot of tension. The only time that you can be on agreement with each other when you was having the most powerful sex, and that was based off of tension. But when it came down to this person in the King of Wands in the reverse, and you and the Queen of Wands in the reverse, y'all was playing tug of war the whole time. You do right. No, you do right. I want you to lead, but I need you to lead, but you ain't leading. You ain't either. You ain't do. It was just a tug of war. So it had to come to an end. Judgment call was on the whole connection. The whole connection. Judgment call was on the whole connection. Past history. You had a lot of history with this person. See, somebody didn't want to step up to the plate. This person was in the emperor in the reverse. You were in the empress in the upright. You wanted them to do right. They didn't want to do right. You were the empress. They were the emperor in the reverse. Reverse the roles, everybody, how it fits in your life. Take what resonate, reverse the roles, okay? Yeah. You wanted them to step up and do right, but they didn't want to do right. So you tug of war trying to make this person change, trying to make this person out to what you wanted this person to be because you are your value, but they could not match your energy, your value, your status, your vibration. And so you held on thinking that this person was going to do the right thing when in fact they were never going to do the right thing. Because you could have been dealing with an Aries, okay? You could have been dealing with a water sign, air sign. You could have been dealing with a Capricorn, okay? They just wasn't wanting to do the right thing. Spirit guides talked to me for confirmation. And that's when one day you said, no, that's it. I'm done. It's over. No more. Yeah, you said I can't do this no more. And that's because judgment call came in on this connection. Spirit guides, God say that's enough. That's enough. God say enough. That's it. I'm causing a tower moment. I'm causing judgment on this connection. It is over. And it says, no is a word we all need to use more often and stand on it. We also need to accept and receive it as a right of others. It's just time to say no. Enough is enough. And stand your ground. No, you can't keep doing this. You awakened. Yep. You awakened. You awakened to it. You finally woke up and realized that you can lead a horse to the water. You can put that horse right there at the water and put the horse head right at the water, but you can't make them drink it. And you awaken to that no matter how good you are to somebody, they're not going to see you because they don't see themselves. They don't love themselves. And you awaken to that this person, no matter what you do, no matter how you bend over backwards for this person, they ain't going to change not unless they want to change. And you can't make nobody change. And it says it's time to awaken to a new day and a new you. You are no longer a caterpillar. You are a butterfly. You came out of that and started waking up to your higher self. And you said, no, I'm done. You woke up. Because you realized that you are in fact the butterfly. And this person kept you from evolving to a beautiful butterfly. They were trying to keep you in that cocoon, and you was holding on to thinking that this person was going to change when in fact they were self-centered the whole time. This person thought it was all about him or her. They were self-centered, their way or no way, and you was pulling too, like I need you to be this way, and they said I ain't being no way. They thought it was about this person actually thought they were the prize, when in fact you were the prize. You sacrificed a lot for this person, and you finally took out the trash. You finally took the trash out and realized this is a self-centered, you know what of a what of a what. You awaken to their manipulation. You awaken to their BS. You awaken that they're never going to do right. They don't want to build nothing with you. They didn't never want to have anything with you. They just wanted to, do what they do. And that's manipulating you. And you was wanting them to do the best, and so what Spirit is saying is, don't keep dwelling on what they done. Let that past be the past. You don't need closure. You don't need to know why didn't they appreciate you, and you did all you can do, and you hung off of chandeliers, and you were there, and you try to make them better. Don't dwell on that. Just know that you did all you can do. You did your part. You did your 100 plus. You did what you was there to do. And they didn't acknowledge you, and they didn't appreciate you. So now it's time for you to move on and leave their self-centered ass right where they're at. Yeah, you don't need closure. You don't need closure. You release that anxiety, because that's what you went through, a lot of depression and anxiety with this person. A lot of highs, a lot of lows. A lot of highs, a lot of lows. You went with this person. And you just had to move on, because there was a lot of burden. You was carrying a lot of weight. You was carrying a lot of burden with this person. You had to take the trash out. You awakened to it and took the trash out, because you had been carrying a lot of stress, a lot of burden from this connection, this marriage, this situation, until one day you awakened to that bullshit. You awakened to all of that energy, that dead weight energy. That was dead weight energy. You awakened to it, and one day you said, no, I'm done. And you left. I'm Positive Thoughts and Energy. If you made it this far, please make sure you like this video, okay? In life, sometimes we can be all we can be, right? Sometimes we can bend over backwards and try to make the relationship, the marriage work, and try to see the best in the marriage and hold on to the possibilities of it getting better and being what it is that it's supposed to be. Sometimes we can hold on to the fact of, and sometimes we can hold on. And we can hold on so tight that our hands start bleeding, and we still try to hold on, saying, well, the blood will dry up, and knowing that it's time to let go because you got blood running down your fingers, and you're still holding on to somebody that don't want to be held. And not only that, the tighter you hold on to the person, the more this person causes so much blood and pain that comes out of your heart, that you still hold on, because you're holding on to the possibility that one day this person might change, when this person only gonna change when they want to change. But they have caused you so much pain that you was really actually believing that they would change, when in fact it was never them to change. It was all about you changing the whole situation. And the change was, you had to change you and walk out that door. The change comes from you. Because when you awaken to what's really going on around you, you realize in order for something to change, you must change it. Until next time.